Hey gun nuts, just wanted to make a real quick video. We got a chance to take out our Taurus PT111 Millennium G2, PT111 G2, whatever you want to call it. Took the Taurus out today and got a chance to put a few, I'd say about 150 rounds down range on it. I wanted to run about 500, but the bugs out there were crazy today, man, and especially the bees, man. And then the heat on top of that, it was probably about lower 90s out there today. And where the range is set up, there's a clearing, so there's no shade from trees or anything too much. So basically what I want to do is just talk about cleaning this gun real quick. What I do to clean mainly my polymer framed guns. You can see it's unloaded. Okay, so of course I put on some rubber gloves here and just go ahead and field strip the gun again. And I've got a few things here that I use when I clean my guns. Some old t-shirts, some old towels. I have one towel here that is like thoroughly soaked in different solvents and oils that I use quite a bit. And a cleaning kit. Now I usually shoot 45, 40 caliber. This is one of the first 9mm I've had in quite some time. So it's gonna take me a little bit to get a bore brush, but I run through some of these little cleaning pads through the brush. I mean through the bore, and try to scrub that out a little bit. And a brush that I use. Alright, so we'll put that out the way. I've got some Hops gun cleaner. I've also got some Gun Slick Ultra Lube gun oil that I use. And my favorite stuff here, Ballistol. Good stuff. So with the Ballistol, I have quite a bit of it here in a plastic bag. And I'm not saying this is, you know, tactical 101 protocol, but it's something that I do. So what I'm going to do first is just pretty much run some cleaner through the barrel and on the outside of it. Kind of scrub it out a little bit. So, but the gun was it did pretty good, man. I'm really thinking about making this my EDC carry gun. EDC, for you guys that are new to shooting or new to guns, is everyday carry. I think I could trust this gun as far as, you know, functioning when it's supposed to function. It did pretty good on the range. I ran some tool ammo through it. I ran some Winchester. I ran some Federal aluminum cased, and I also ran some Federal brass cased. I wanted to run a variety of ammo through it just to make sure that you know, it was gonna eat everything pretty much, and it did very well. I did a lot of rapid fire, you know, just as fast as I could pull the trigger. I wasn't really worried about accuracy and all those other good things right away, because like I said, I wanted to make sure that the gun was functional, like it's supposed to function. So, as you know, when you use your firearms, you definitely want to bring them home, clean them up, and keep them in good condition, keep them lubed. So that's all I'm basically doing here today, just cleaning the Taurus out. So what I like to do, I wish I had a bore brush for this gun. I should have got a cleaning set for a 9mm. I got a buddy of mine that I shoot with a lot that's got a decent set of cleaning utensils and stuff for a 9, so multi-caliber pistols also. Also, I want to check out how the wear was on the barrel. It's got a stainless steel barrel in this gun, and it looks pretty good. Doesn't look like I've gotten too many any smile marks on the barrel. That's from where the slides back and forth on the barrel. Doesn't look like it's got any deformations or anything that needs to worry about on the gun. Do apologize for the lighting in here. Get that squared away here soon. Who's that guy? That doesn't look like me. He's ugly. But anyway, so what I do is just clean that out a little bit, and I take it from there, and I like to just drop it into the Ballistol. Spray a little bit more in there. I got to get some more of this stuff. I use it on my ARs, my AK. I should know better than that, the way I'm spraying it in there, but who cares? Only person that's gonna get mad about this is probably my wife, my kids. When they come home, they'll probably cuss me out about the smell in the house from spraying this stuff a lot, but I'm used to it. So anyway, what I do is I just let that kind of sit in the Ballistol, let the Ballistol just kind of bond with the metal and get all run through there, set that off to the side. Now with the polymer frame guns, I don't like to run a lot of oil and cleaners and solvents down into the polymer part. I did take this gun apart when I first got it home. I cleaned it out really good. I sprayed some of this Hobbs gun cleaner down into it, scrubbed it out, but I had to take the receiver part and kind of shake it like this to get everything out of there, because when you start running the gun, you get carbon that gets mixed in with that fluid, and that gums up, and you definitely don't want that gummy stuff down into the action of the gun. So all I do is I take this brush and I brush down into the components, you know, and I don't really worry about, oh well, you know, you can see carbon on your finger or blah blah blah, whatever, man. I mean, it's a gun, it's a firearm, you know. I don't think it's that dirty to the point where it's not going to function. So I just brush it out real good. Maybe we might, just for shits and giggles, spray a little bit here of the cleaner on there. And I just take my old dirty towels and my old dirty t-shirts, this little tank top here, and I just, you know, just wipe the stuff out. You know, just run down into the magazine well. And you can pretty much do this with any firearm. I mean, your Glocks, that's mainly how I clean polymer frames off of how I clean my Glocks. Now those, I do not really run any type of cleaner down into the polymer part of the gun. Glocks have that legendary reliability. This gun, you know, I like it a lot, but I just don't have the trust level that I have with the Glock. So basically I just kind of try to polish everything up with this towel or this wife beater. I'm wife beating my gun. So try not to be too corny for y'all, man. I'm sorry. You want to get all the stuff out of there, and then you'll find when you do this type of thing, when you spray the gun out like this, and you may look, oh, okay, it's pretty dry. Shake it once or twice, and then all the liquid kind of comes back to show you that you didn't get it. So just go back over it 3 or 4 or 5 times, whatever makes you feel comfortable, letting you know that you got your gun clean. And as you can see, I'm not getting too much carbon off of this part of the gun. I do like to make sure that my ejector bar is good. And then the rest of it, like I said, you take a brush to it, brush it out. I usually just kind of blow it out there and get all that other stuff out of there. Other than that, I don't really worry about the bottom of the gun. The most important part of the gun to me in these polymer frame pistols is the barrel. So that's why I let that thing soak in that Ballistol. And I'll show you where I lube with oil the other parts of the gun. Now, this should be pretty good now. Like I said, and you know, I don't spend 24 hours trying to clean my pistols. You know what I mean? I mean, this is life. I got other stuff going on besides trying to clean my pistols. So, just get it really wiped out. And again, it looks like she's all nice and dry, but I guarantee you, get a little bit more moisture there. So at that point, I just kind of work it like that, Not really getting too much more that I need to really worry about. Now this brush that I have has a big brush, a big bristle part, and then a smaller bristle part where you can get down into some of the finer intricacies of the gun. So that's what I kind of do, is just brush down into those parts, get some of that loosened up carbon and everything, and now the stuff that's mixed in with that cleaner, get that off of there, give it another good shake, and she's still pretty dry. So I'm good with that. So what I'll do is I'll take this and just shake it one more time and set her upside down on top of a towel. Done with that. Now the spring, the guide rod spring and the recoil spring, guide rod spring, recoil spring, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. What I do is I take this in this old towel and I just kind of rub it off real good. These are parts of the gun that, to me, really, they don't really get that much friction or dirtiness that you really got to be like, oh my God, I got to put on a white glove after I'm finished cleaning my gun and make sure that there's no dirt or no grime in it, you know. So, and plus I want to do this as a quick video. I'm not trying to, I got to clean my, my Ruger SR22 pistol. My daughter really loves this thing. Little to no recoil, and she loves to get out there and shoot. So I try to keep about 500 rounds of that on hand, the 22 long rifle ammo. It's got, I got about 4 10-round magazines, came with 2, but I bought 2 more. I hate reloading at the range. It's the worst thing, man, especially out there in the heat where we shoot at. And then I kind of, what I do is inspect my guide rod, because this gun is new to me. So I've heard a lot of people say that they replace this guide rod and spring with a Lakeline steel, because this is a polymer guide rod and spring. So I checked to make sure that no part of the spring has come off of the capturing parts. And just brush them across the towel there. You can see there's no carbon or anything coming off of it. So no need to really go crazy on that. Set that off to the side. And now the slide. The slide, what I do with that is, because in the polymer frame pistols you've got this hole here, and what I was told that when there's gunk that gets up in there, particularly carbon and the jacketing off of the full metal jacket rounds, you might get little chips in there. This hole is for some of it to fall out. So what I do is just take the brush and I go over the slide really good. Again, you're going to get some carbon coming off of there. I mean, it's, you know, I've been shooting it. So I particularly brush inside the rails, the face here where the firing pin is, inside the extractor. I use the smaller brush to get down into that, because I don't want anything preventing the gun from extracting the empty shell casing. You get failure to eject that way. And then I just go inside the little intricacies with the brush here, and up in the top part of the slide where the barrel is going to contact. As you can see, I got some marking there. You probably can't see it on this camera, but I've got some marking in there from where the barrel has ducked down as the slide is coming backwards. So that's to be expected, though. I mean, that's how the gun functions. So I take my towel here again, and maybe one of my old wife beaters, so I can wife beat my gun. And I just wipe it out really good, you know, get all the excess carbon out of there. And you can see what's going to come out on my finger once I pull this out of the gun again. See, it's pretty dirty, but it's what it's made to do. I did really like this gun. I mean, I thought it functioned very well. For it to be as small as it is, it handled the recoil very well. I like the size of it. I like the magazine capacity. You know, you get 12 plus 1. The magazines come with this little pinky rest on it. Doesn't add any additional rounds, but metal mags. Got the yellow followers, so you can definitely tell when you're out just by looking at them. I think that's pretty cool. So again here, and if you want to, but I do the shakeout thing again. Take some cleaner, spray down in there, You don't want to like overly gunk it up. I'm getting low on my cleaner here. Take that in there, let that kind of roll around in there for a little bit. Take your brush and brush that out. Alright. And like I said, no need to spend 24 hours trying to clean your gun, man. I mean, it's going to get dirty. And if you're looking for a gun that's got to be spick and span clean or else it won't function, I would recommend getting another gun. Go yourself with a Glock or something like that where, you know, the reliability is there when it's dirty, when it's clean. You don't want to really base your life or your carrying gun on something that's got to be functioning or got to be spick and span to function. Alright, so again, because I sprayed all of that in there, and I like I said, I really don't do that too much. I did it when I first brought the gun home. I know that I'm going to get some spillage coming out of the back of the gun, so I'll just shake it again. And as you can see, a little bit of wetness came out. I didn't spray it too heavily this time, though. So just make sure that you try to get that as dry as possible, because again, when you go to fire the gun, if you got moisture in the gun and then you get carbon, just imagine having a wet hand and you stick it in sand. You pull out your hand, you're covered in sand. Or if your hand was pretty dry, you stick it in sand and come back out, you're okay. That's kind of how I equate it. Might not be how you equate it, but it's what I think about it. So anywho, I take the smaller part and go inside the rails, because the rails are what slides back and forth on the rails on the inside of the gun as well. Alright, let's give her another shake out. Alright. So she's pretty clean there now, pretty dry. And I take my old towel with all the solvents and everything, and I just kind of go over the barrel, just kind of coat the barrel a little bit. Not the barrel, I'm sorry, the slide. Kind of go over the slide, clean off any smudges or anything, and you know, just give it a very, very light coating of oil, just to protect it a little bit more. I know these guns come with finishes that are, you know, supposed to protect it from rust and all that other crazy stuff, but I still like to do this. This is just something, you know, one of those extra steps that you take in protecting your firearms. These are investments. I've gotten into plenty of tight jams financially where I had to, you know, take a loan out against a gun. A friend of mine that, you know, hey man, I'd really like that gun. I'll sell it if I need to. But other than that, I try to keep them. Try to be responsible with my finances so I don't have to sell my guns, because I like my guns. Alright, so we got that all squared away. This barrel has not been soaking as long as I would like it to, but for the sake of this video, I don't want to keep y'all around 45 minutes while I let the barrel soak in Ballistol. So what I do is I take that out of there, and I try to let most of that stuff, actually let's put it back, because I want to lube the gun real quick, and then we'll get that out of there in a second. Alright, so the only parts I really drop the oil on, take your gun oil here. Now at the very top of the slide, right here, near the muzzle, there's usually a little channel, kind of a hook type little channel, and it rides down the side of the slide. So I'll drop one drop in each side of those little channels. Bang, bang. And then I'll just kind of let that roll down there. Now what I do to let me know that it's made its way all the way down is I'll kind of prop something up against the slide like this. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to worry about that. It'll make its way down. And then right here at the top of the slide, where I was showing you where it comes back and the barrel kind of ducks down and the slide goes over top of the barrel as it's recoiling, I will put a drop of oil right there. Bang. And then just kind of work it into the metal a little bit. Not too much. You don't want to smear the whole entire slide. You just want that part right there where the barrel is going to contact the inside of the slide, where those two pieces of metal meet. It's good to have some lubricity there where those two pieces of metal meet. That'll save you a lot of money on your investment. Okay. So while that's working its way down the slide there, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get the barrel out. Like I said, usually I'll go eat dinner while this is doing its thing, soaking in the Ballistol. For the sake of this video, we're not going to do that. I'm sure y'all don't want to watch me eat. Alright. And you can do this kind of cleaning with any of your firearms. Now your metal framed guns, you may want to pay a little bit more attention to the lubrication process that you go with. I got into polymer guns, back in the late 90s. It was a Ruger P95 that I picked up. So I just lightly wipe this off because I want that Ballistol protecting this barrel. But I don't want too much into the gun to where when I go to fire the gun again, I got a lot of moisture in there. So you see those nice polished feed ramps on this gun? It's pretty cool. So I'll take another one of these patches and I'll just run down the barrel again just to get the excess out. But again, I want to make sure that I keep a nice little coating on the gun, on the barrel, I'm sorry. So just one little quick pass, maybe back, and that's it. Alright, so I think my oil has come down the slide pretty good. Not too moist in there. I did drip a little bit excess, so I'll just kind of wipe that down the slide rails. Now they're gonna meet plastic on these parts right here, so you know it's not really a point in over lubricating the gun. And you put it back together. All right. Smells like a fresh baby out the shower, out the wash. Whatever you do to the baby when you clean the baby up. Alright? You might have a little bit of oil from your fingertips and handling the gun. Kind of wipe her down a little bit. Now you're going to get a little bit of oil deposits on the top of the barrel. That's, again, from where the barrel ducks down and the top of the slide, or the bottom part of the slide rides across the barrel. That's no big deal. Alright? Taurus PT111 G2, Millennium G2, flim, whatever you want to call it. This is how I clean that gun. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm on YouTube, Homeboy Tactical and Sporting. I'm on Facebook under the same name. I'm on Twitter and I'm on Instagram. If you have any positive comments about maybe something I left out in the cleaning practice that you think I might benefit from or other viewers might benefit from, I welcome you to leave a comment. Thanks again for watching. God bless, and support your Second Amendment and the NRA.